Welcome. My name's Brian Knight and I live near Melbourne in Australia, and it's just after 5 a.m. in the morning on a Friday for me. So we're coming close to the end of this trading week. Pretty sure next week will be non-farm payroll, and the the inflation rate came out in Australia yesterday, and it went from 3.6 and jumped up to 4%. So there are plenty of yellings about the RBA to lift the interest rate. Interesting. Against, yeah, anyway, let me just share this first. Welcome, Darren. So please note any trades discussed in this group are to class educational only, or a group of people who help each other, and we're not financial advisors. So there is a full risk disclosure there and a little bit about us as live session traders. Right. So are you on the road again, Darren? Or?
Yeah, I am, Brian. Yeah.
That's all right, no worries. Well, let me just show you. This is my trading platform with a small account. I'm just, just a demo type thing to. Anyway, the only two accounts that are still in negative are AUD USD and AUD CAD. First couple of trades. Everything else is like, 150, 260, to whatever, a whole very different amount of trades. I think I'm in about 18 or 19 trades or something at the moment, and been in that since, what was this one? This is 13th of the 6th, up to the 26th of the 6th, which was the other day. It's up 40 already. So, yeah, those CHFs are kicking into that buy a little bit. The ones that you'd also done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so here's a sort of example of longer term trades. A lot of JPYs. The JPYs are still just pounding up the pavement, going crazy. They're sort of my biggest movers at this point. Right, let me stop sharing that. We'll just go across onto the charts to see what's happening. Should be on my trading view now. This is AUD CAD. So AUD CAD, there's, I don't know if you can see a little note down here, had a position for possible Canadian recession. So back on the 6th of June, the Bank of Canada cut the interest rates, and now 2 days ago, they're saying, had a position there. So note that there are several measures of demand is slowing, that the housing market, sizable imbalance like this, relatively more vulnerable to the lagged impact of higher rates. Furthermore, they note that cutting rates now might not be enough to avoid a recession. So this is the Some Canadian overall, and it's so BCA, or the Bank of Canada's audit, says options to navigate a recession might include overweight Canadian bonds potentially. Also consider AUD CAD long exposures based on more favourable differentials for the AUD, and other options being overweight the text related to whatever. Okay, so that's just some of the fundamentals in relation to this. So this is the daily on AUD CAD, and it had back here on the 19th of April bought, and it's sort of basically gone sideways, spiked up, gone sideways, the fundamentals to me are still sound. AUD is still strong. Canadian dollar is still weaker. And I can see this potentially because it's nearly finished June. It's up in here. That's, I'll put a box in there soon when we finish June. But in June, it looks like it could push higher. And if I look at a much bigger, with a fib on it, 71's up here, 78.6 up here. There's a fair bit of room for it to move before we start to, if we do get a sell, right? And potentially this could come up and break this high up here, right? So that's sort of where I'm looking at with it. And that's why I'm still in AUD CAD for a buy and down by 39 pips. I think at some points I've been 60 to 100 pips down from my initial trade, which was, it was over here, what time? 13th of June. So it was somewhere here. I took it when it had pushed up there, dropped back down. I'm looking at it to push back up as it's sort of gone sideways. That's okay. All right. So that's the AUD CAD. Oh yeah. Now, there are no rails on there. What I'll just do is just try and get some rails in there. The 4 hour and back to the through the daily. So there we go. So you can see where it sort of come down to the middle, pushed up, come down to the middle, pushed up, come down to the middle, pushed up. It's still in that sort of positive center line here on the X48. Certainly hasn't come out to the outside and give us any triangle either side. Okay. AUD in this up 27 pips. I think Darren, let me just say, I don't know if you are in this.
No, I'm not in this one,
No,
Brian.
okay, no worries, Darren. Yeah, because it didn't obviously. It probably didn't come outside the rail, but I got into it on the 25th. Only that must have been like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. Yeah, your time. So yeah, I'm in this, and it seems to be pushing in the right direction at this point. Fundamentals for me are okay. We've got 2 rate cuts in Swiss franc, and the Aussie dollar is still pushing itself up. Okay. So that is that AUD-JPY. Still pushing up. Where's my AUD-JPY? That's up 151 pips. You can see the green tags on there mean that I'm in a buy on those. AUD
Well,
NZD. Oh, sorry.
The Japanese yen is at its lowest point since against the US dollar. Its weakest since 1986, apparently. I heard earlier.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it won't push further.
No, it doesn't. So again, speculation that the Bank of Japan are going to have to
intervene.
But again, I was listening to this when I was travelling, and was saying that that's actually quite limited what they can do, against, to fight against the market.
Yeah. So I'm
There
pretty
we
sure
go.
I'm pretty sure, Darren, Japan is the only, or Bank of Japan are the only bank that actually still sets the actual interest rate. They're not floated, like as in it's not market. Like it, yes, the currency, but the actual they can manipulate it or not manipulate it, but they can set whatever rate they see fit, but they've got to be able to fund it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, there was that's exactly what they were saying actually, that they don't have deep enough pockets to
yeah,
to really prevent what's happening. Unlike, for example, like they could in the US, for example, they
yeah,
don't have
yeah,
that sort of money to do it. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, the little note there. Welcome, Grace. Also, too, so yen rises after reported warnings from Japanese authorities. But anyway, this is AUD It's still pushing up. It did a nice little push yesterday. Today it's already pushed up and sucked back a bit, so that's okay. I mean, that's what the market will do later in the week, uh, or later in the trading week normally. So it's getting ready for the sort of the weekend before next week. So we'll see. Um, because it's all sorry, an X48 on the daily, because it keeps pushing up and up and up and up. There are no red triangles. I mean, it's well outside of the rail on the daily. So I'm staying in this at the moment, and all the other JPYs as well. So AUD NZD pushed up. It's just pulled back at the moment. If I put that back up to where it is, I'm sort of maybe up about, because this is actually when I got in. That was stop loss there. I think I've moved my stop loss up, but at the stop loss when I entered, I'm sort of about five, not quite 6% up on this one. Anyway, and it's pushing towards the other side of the rail. Anyway, that's that. And I think Darren, you got into that, didn't you, on that long somewhere? So you should be
yeah,
well in
yes, I am.
profit
Yeah,
on it as well.
yeah, yeah.
That's good. Oh, and feedback, Darren. Um, Tom is okay. I think that he should be back with us next week or so. I think he was doing some traveling, but there was something going on. I messaged him and he's okay. So
All right, okay, good.
he'll be back with us as soon as whatever. I can't remember. It's settled.
Yeah,
Right. Now, AUD Singapore, you can see I've got a little pink flag on there. I'm not in this trade. But the point is, you can see it is pushing up. Now, it came up, it actually broke this most recent high, which was back at the end of last year, and has pushed up. I think it will push further. I'm just not in that trade at this point in time, right? Um, I'll see next week, whether I are able to sort of cope with this within the actual what do you call it, within the margin. Yeah. So because some of those trades are really built up, then some of the free margin is okay. I couldn't take trades, some extra trades last week. But anyway, I'm looking at that for a buy again from the fundamentals. So the only AUD I'm not in for a buy is this AUD Singapore, even though they are potentially all buying. So AUD USD, we'll wait for the X48 to come in. This is very much similar. It is basically a carbon copy of the AUD CAD. And I'm looking at potentially this buying as well. Okay. Now there are when's this? This has already happened. Yeah, okay. So this is Q2Q GDP growth. Wow. Right. All right, let's have a look and see what else. Personal income month on month. Yeah, that's gone down. That's good. Manufacturing, okay. Jobs, we don't know what's happening there. That's on the 2nd of next week. Whoa, there we go. FOMC minutes. That's where things may move next week as well. So if the FOMC says that potentially there'll be an interest rate cut, then this should potentially, we'll see. Anyway, so I'm in this AUD, as I said, CAD and USD are the only potentially two trades. It is at the moment. It's the only two trades that are in a slight negative from when I got into the trades. But, like I think I've said this so many times on my time. The longer a trade stays in a sideways movement, the more profound the buy or sell out of that will be. So I have a stop loss in place. If it sells, bang, I get knocked out. So what? If it pumps and pushes back up, well, it'll just go into profit and further into profit. So, okay. So that's and for me, the fundamentals are that this will buy further. No? If you look over here, 71's up here. It's already made the 61.8, but it bounces around. 71's further up, 78.6 further up again, right? There is imbalance over onto the left up here, but, like, hey, it might not have to or want to go there, right? And at the moment, where are we? That's the year high. The start of the year was actually the highest price it was. It came down to the low around 19th of April and basically has gone up, broke these highs, pushed sideways, and I'm waiting for a push further up. And potentially break the high. Potentially break the high. There, I've said it. Right. Darren's obviously, he's probably home by now. We'll not see him in a little while. Okay, CAD CHF. Now we're getting into these. I'm pretty sure Darren's in this. Let me just see. I'm not in it. You can see where I'm still just sitting on the fence on this one. Where is my, hang on, I just have to go on my trading platform. There we go, there's CAD CHF.
Yeah, I'm in this for the buy. Can't see HF.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Right. Right. Now, I'm not in this trade, so what I am, I mean, I know it might be late for it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in this now for a buy. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to change this now, and it's today that I got into it. Yeah. I mean, could have got into it back here, but at the point when this was back on the 20th, so earlier this week or whatever, I didn't have enough margin to actually get into the trade. So anyway, we'll see. Potentially this may pull back a bit, but I'm not too concerned. Let me just show you why. Oh, I think I did say this. If I would get into a buy, it'd only be short-lived. That's right. Because what I'm seeing is this being into a sell trend. So this buy is maybe, well, we'll just monitor anyway. I'll put a stop loss in here. Going. Oh, look, I'll just put one in there. Yeah. So that's all right. Well, we'll just see how that goes. But ultimately, what I'd really like to see is when that comes to a point, whether it's the other side of the rail, that I get into the longer term sell. Because I think it is potentially, it is just pulling back at the moment until maybe it drops back down again. And we have a sell back out of here down there. So, but anyway, we will see. This is, for me, this is sort of, you can see it's a longer term sell. This pullback up is, basically this is when um, uh, Swiss franc basically weakened right off, and now we've got another sort of push back up. But we'll see. This could come up and break this high even, so I'm just going to stay in this trade at this point. Now, Grace, if you got any questions, please make sure you ask them. But at the moment, I'm in a buy now. I've only just got in a buy on this. So the basic criteria for it, from Darren's point of view, as far as I understand, is X48. This is my settings. X48, you need to have bodies of candles outside of the rail, either above or below. We need to have a change on the trend bar, and we need to have a long and some arrows, some triangles. So all of those criteria were met. I couldn't get into this earlier because of margin on my account, but because some of these trades are in, pretty good sort of profit at the moment, it means I can put some other trades on. Rightio, CAD JPY. It has pushed up past the previous high and is pushing further. CAD JPY, where am I with that one? CAD JPY, 234, 235 pips. And it's pushing out, no sign of pulling back just at this point. Okay, so CHF JPY. Now this is dancing around here. I'm not sort of too committed on this. I've got a pink mark, a flag on this. It has pushed up significantly. We've got some red. It's well outside. Sort of don't want to play with it at the moment. So just not worth getting into a trade with it, even though this is a longer term buy, right? So that's okay. But what I'll do is I'll just wait for this to settle itself here and then potentially get into a buy on it. Because I think it's the only JPY that I'm actually not in, which is CHF JPY. All right. Okay. But fundamentally, this I should be in a buy on it, but I'm just not at this point. Okay. Euro AUD, I'm in a sell on this. It has pushed down but pulled back up. Right. So I'm only, I don't know, 5 pips up on this one for a sell. We do have a triangle. We don't have anybody out. So I can see this selling further. Yeah. And if I look at don't move that. If I look at the chart back here from August 23, it's been in a sell. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to continue to sell. It's broken that low. It basically has pulled back up. I can see it going down further down into this zone here. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't think any time. So if we talk about the fundamentals, the Eurozone has lowered its interest rates. AD potentially might even raise their interest rates. So there fundamentally is would continue to sell. Yes, Darren?
What's New Zealand doing with their interest rate?
No, Yeah,
You
I
know?
think they've got them on hold at the moment as well.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in a position. They're not. They're not going well as a currency, but I don't think they're in a position to actually lower their interest rates, unfortunately. I'll have a look further into that. So, Euro AUD, it did pull back there today, but I'm looking at that to go further into the sell. And it may come out like when this RBA meeting comes out 2nd July. What was it? I think it's the 8th of August. I might be wrong, but I think I saw on the news last night the next interest rate review will be the 8th of August. So it's a month and a bit away for them to make a decision. But the percentage of chance of them raising interest rates has increased at the moment. It won't be nice, but potentially that's what they're talking about. All right, Euro CAD. I'm in this for the sell. And Euro CAD, where is it? I'm still up 74 pips, even though it has pulled back up here. I haven't seen, so let me just show you here. Right. It tends to wave a fair bit, right? Now, where it is at the moment on the X48 is I don't, it could be going into the buy, right? It could be because it didn't break this low down here, which was not outside, well, potentially it might have been outside the rail, but it has pushed up. We've got a red triangle, push back down. We've got a green triangle. If this stays here and if the trend bar changes green, then potentially I'll be out of this, right? Because I could see this potentially maybe against the CAD, a longer term potential buy. So this is one I'm monitoring. I'm pretty sure I do know, where is it? CAD. I've got a stop loss in place. 47030. Somewhere in here. It's like above where it is. So it's pushed up. So if it does push up, let me just have a look. Hang on. Where is it? Euro CAD. It would be if it does push up to my stop loss, it will be a profit loss. Sorry, a profit stop loss. If that makes any sense, maybe it doesn't make sense. It'll mean that it will be the price will still be a positive result because it's on the positive side of my entry. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'm not planning on moving my stop loss anytime soon down further because of this sort of push up. If we get another push down, I may move my stop loss to the high of the to the what would be this high here. So it pushes down further and comes back and anyway. So then I'd look at that as if the trend bar changes, I would get into a buy on this. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Right, so Euro CHF. I'm only looking at this one, but in actual fact, I should be, well, I could be in a buy on this. If you look back, this is December last year. It's pushed up, pull back, pushed up, pull back. Yes, it did break the low, but we've got, I don't know, Darren, if you're already in this, because it's well out, got that.
I am, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Euro CHF. Let me just see if I have, oh yeah, I've got space to get in this if I want to. I'm just going to buy on that one too. Right. I'm late on to this as well, but the reason why I'm late is because again, margin I couldn't get in there. All right. So I put stop loss, I think down here somewhere. Uh, Wherever it is, and we'll just see how we go. Because longer term, I see this potentially breaking this high and going further up. Right. Well, it may or may not. It just depends. You can see where this has been longer term sell. It did come down and break it. It pushed up, didn't break that high. So potentially this could be a short lived before we start getting the sellout. So I just watch this again. So all the euros are, the Euro CAD I've got to sell on, the Euro AUD I've got to sell on, but this Euro CHF I've got to buy, and the JPY. So Euro GBP. Oh, 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 look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's trying to come up and take out the gap. Oh. Euro GBP. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to get into a buy on this. I'm still going to watch it. I think, if you look at it, I look at it here longer term, it's sort of selling. It's more likely to continue to sell, but it has to get this buy-in. I might just wait for it to come out and give us another red to come back down, but if anybody wants a shorter term trade, this will come up and take this gap out here. Oh, it's tried once. It's trying twice. It's got to come back up here to this relatively to here before it potentially it may drop back out. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Euro. Oh, that's all right. There's two I've got in today. CHFs. All right. Euro JPY. Still pushing up. Thank you very much. There's my Euro JPY. 261 pips. Thank you. And still going. Right. Euro NZD. Is this why you're asking about this one?
Yeah, I'm in this now, so it's made a good start. We'll see how
Yeah.
it continues.
It's interesting though, isn't it? I mean, there's no there's no sort of fundamentals to look at for this. Um, let's have a look here. What's this one? Swiss bank one, yeah.
I mean, as much as anything, I'm looking at the way it sort of moves this pair. It does these relatively fast, big moves. To the top of the rail and back down again.
Yeah,
Um,
it's at 5.5.
long term, it may well continue to head down, but it just does these sort of nice moves.
Yeah, yeah. See, this is saying here that in the long term, New Zealand interest rates are projected to trend around 4.5% in 2025. So they're not looking at lowering the interest rate from
No,
5.5.
no.
Yeah. So it looks like they're, yeah, 5.5. It doesn't look like they're potentially lowering interest rate anytime soon.
I mean, maybe if it reaches the midpoint, that I then might move the stop loss to sort of break even.
Yeah, okay.
You know, 'cause it could.
Well,
It could.
it's sort of against, yeah, that's why you're saying that, because it's sort of
Yeah,
against the principles of what fundamentally is occurring. It is
yeah.
near, it's coming up near that center, isn't it? So we'll see. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, you look at it on the daily from strength, the New Zealand dollar is stronger than what the euro is, but not by lots in relation, relatively. But it may not make it to the other side of the rail. That's sort of what you're thinking
No,
potentially. So that's why
yeah,
I'm going to stay out of this one just at the moment. And for me, longer term, I think it should sell. So that's why I'm sort of going. It's a bit like that, bit like the CAD CHF I got into just before. I think it will be potentially short-lived, so I'll have to monitor it closely. Anyway, I've got a stop loss in place, so we'll just see what happens. Rightio. Euro and where are we? Euro Singapore. I've got a little pinky one. It's all sideways. I'm not really particularly concerned with this one. Euro USD again, all sideways. Yes, it could sell, but again, I'm not. I think it will sell further, but like, is it worth me being in that trade? And again, how many trades can you be in? So, like, I'm in about 20 trades at the moment, like, and there's 28 pairs or something. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so there, that I think, like we've got here, that's the start of the year basically. It's pushed down, down, hasn't broken the high, pushed back down. I think this will push further and break this low. We'll get a green. But, like, it's only if you sort of want to be in a trade. Okay, GBP AUD. I'm in a sell for this. Where's my GA? Where is it? I was going crazy with this one. It wasn't too good, but I know I got stopped out. That's right. Because I pretty ooh, did I got let me have a look. Sorry, history. Yeah, I got stopped out of GA. I was in a sell, but it poked up here, hit my stop loss and came back down again. So I'm just sort of staying out of this one now. I still think it will break this low down here. It had come up to that like 78.6 and down, but it was maybe I'm pretty sure I got stopped out at changeover from New York to Sydney, and it was probably spreads that did it to me for the trade that I was in. So it's the only out of all the trades that I've taken, like last week, this, it's the only trade that has actually stopped out on me. The only loss I've had at this point in time. If you remember, the GBP CHF is one I went, I'll go from a sell to a buy. If you remember, so I actually close that trade in negative to go into positive on. Let me just see what that
yeah.
is.
I got in this one on the buy as well.
Yeah,
GBP CHF.
well, the GBP, well, I'm up 30 pips on it now. So it's not a lot, and it's not as much as I closed out in negative, but that's okay. At least it's in positive, so that's good. Rightio. So GBP AUD, I'm not in it. I'm just gonna here have a blue. So I didn't change that, but that's where I'm at with it. It would be nice to be in a sell because I think it's, we're still potentially selling, right? I think it'll break this low. This was August last year, pulled down December. last year, pull back up again. Yes, but didn't break the high and pull back down again. Right. So at some point, what I'd like to do is get into a sell on this one. But I don't know whether it's the right time or just, and because I'm in so many trades at the moment, I might just leave this one. And my GCAD, I'm up like 123. So that's on a sell. And yes, it's pushed down. You'll see it from here. Hopefully we get a X48 in. Yeah. So it's pushed
Yeah,
down past.
I'm in this one as well. The sell.
Good on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. These are sort of all over the place. We got GA sell GCAD, and then the GBP CHF I'm in for a buy. And long term, like from back here, January, it has pushed up back down, didn't break the low here. So I can see it pushing back up again. So that's why I'm in the GBP CHF as a buy. Where is my GBP CHF? There it is. Hey, I'm only up 30 pips, but that's the thing. I was in a sell as it come back up. That's why I sort of changed on that one. GBP JPY. Oh, yes. GBP JPY. Oh,
Still going.
264 pips up. And all indicators are saying, no, it's going to turn. But I don't think it will. Too many fundamentals in place for this one. We may get a pullback, but, hey, doesn't matter. I've got a stop loss in place for it, or a profit loss, a profit take in place, but not above. I've got it below. Anyway, okay, GBP NZD, I've got it on the pink, which means I'm watching, but I'm not in the trade. It's going sideways. I don't, fundamentals are, I think that this will sell, but, like, hey, I don't know. It's not, anyway, that's why I'm at it. It's in the middle of the range. It's like nowhere to tell me too much. And I think it will sell, but, like, hey, it's not any time at the moment. I think it'll pull back. It might be a range. When it comes back to the rail, gives a push back up, and then I might look at getting into a sell on this longer term. GBP Singapore, I think this is to sell. Sorry. I actually think this will probably buy, but at the moment it's pushed down here and give us a short. Let's see what happens at the middle of the rail. If it pushes back up, which it has, I will look at getting into a buy on this potentially. GU. Now, I don't know, you could be in it, and you're not in a sell on this, Darren, because it probably didn't come outside the rail. It's a little bit of a weird one, but I think it's in the sell at the moment. It's come around down to the middle. We'll just see how it goes, or whether I would like to get into a sell on it. Yeah, it didn't break the high here. It's pushed down. It's more likely to continue that trend down and either break this low or come down to the rail and then push back up again. So, all right, let's look at these NZDs. I'm in this for a sell in CAD. Whoa, that's
Yeah,
nice.
that's going very well. Very well. I'm in it.
Where's my NCAD? Where is it? NCAD. Yeah, I took it over there. It's 40. I'm 46 pips up on it at the moment. So I got into it. Must have got into it late or something.
Yeah, I've been in it for a while. It's
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
how it picked up now, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it because I had spread in it, but the account wouldn't let me do it. But that's okay. All right, NZD Now that's a weird one. I got it on the pink, which means I'm just looking, not doing too much with it because I don't know what it's going to do. Right?
Well, I'm still in this for a sell. Been in it for a while
Yeah,
now. It's sort of
yeah.
pulled back a bit on me, and maybe
Well,
starting to head down again.
it has because interest rates in New Zealand are still high. New Zealand, sorry, Swiss franc has lowered their interest rate twice. That's why it's sort of dancing sideways at the moment. I think
Yeah,
it'll sell. Well, I don't know. It may buy further. So anyway, that's why I'm not in it because I don't I'm not committed to this one at this point. I mean, it did. Yeah, you just need to monitor. You've probably got your stop loss in place anyway, Darren.
yeah.
All right, NZD still buying beauty. NZD way down here. Where are they? Oh, I'm only 80 pips up. Oh, what happened there? Oh,
Oh
because it
dear.
was well up before I got into it. And we got red arrows, red triangles, but it's still pushing up like it's doing on all the others. The trend will continue. Right, NZD I'm into a sell. And NZD I'm up 61 pips. It's not a big quick mover, but I can
Well,
see this selling.
yeah,
And you're probably in it because you would have had that and that sort
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
Okay. Singapore Japanese yen. Darren's dropped out. He's driving in there. So Singapore Japanese yen, I am up by 155 pips on this one. It seems like it's pushing further up. USD CAD, I've got a pink one. It's sideways. Don't know what it's doing. It came up, didn't break that high, pushed back down again. It's just sideways for the minute. Don't know. USD CHF. All right. I'm in a buy for this. You see the green tag. I only got into it, a couple of days ago. I'm up 43 pips at the moment. It looks like it's pushing further. Longer term, this is in a buy. All right. Well, not longer. It's really into a sell. So maybe, and it hasn't broken that necessarily. So we'll see what happens here at the center or the other side. Really, what I want to do is get into a longer term sell on that. That's the top. Oh, actually, I'll put this in because that actually is the line. We'll see if it breaks that. Okay. USD still in this and it's still pushing up. If you look at it, whoops, we'll get closer in. It did a push down, but it's pushed back up today. So UJ up, no, nearly through 296 pips. So we'll see. Right, USD and Singapore. It's also pushing up. Wait till we see where the rails are. There. Now, again, like you can see, I've got this pinky, so it's like up. Don't know at the moment. It looks like it's coming back up here and going to come up to the other side of the rail. But I'm a little bit, oh, where are we? Longer term. Yeah, I think this will push up further. In the end, we've got this high to break here. And this one is the low down there. I think it'll push up and break that. I don't think it's any to break this, but anyway, we'll look at that potentially. I'll change that one to a sort of a bluey one. Have a look at gold. It's a bit crazy, isn't it? Gold's going a bit sideways at the moment. Bitcoin 61, it's pushed back up a bit. Still in that sell low. Did a big push up there, didn't it? I think it's coming to that point where it'll push back up. Where's the oil? No, push back up again for Darren. Had a bit of a sideways this week, but it looks like it's pushed up. And cocoa has dropped off significantly. Hasn't come down to its previous low, but it's certainly, there you go. There are all the pairs. So today I just got into a CAD CHF and a Euro CHF. So I've got a few CHFs now for them to buy. Okay. That's it for me for today. Hopefully that's helped you. As I said, quite a few trades there. Anyway, I'll potentially be back on pre-market open. So it'll be for US and UK, it'll be Sunday evening or afternoon evening, which will be Monday morning for me, hopefully. And we can have a look at where the week finished up and potentially what might be working for the week. And this is what we call the relaxed trading method. And just, following the trend, looking at the fundamentals, looking at indicators, or some indicators, but, sort of just looking at it for a longer term view on trades. All right, then. Until next time. Oh, Darren's there now. He's back again. It's all right. Are you back home now, Darren?
No, I had a flat battery on my phone, so I've switched phones now. I've got to pull over and
Oh no.
switch phones, that's all. Yeah, and I think I've left the charger for that phone back in the hotel,
Oh no.
miles the other way. So not to worry. It's I'm sure I've got a spare one at home. So
Are you on your way home?
yeah,
Okay. All right then. Well, oil looks like it's okay. It's come back up a
yeah,
little bit for you.
yeah. It's been going
Um,
sideways for a few days, so just ready for it, waiting for its
waiting
next
for it
move.
to pop back up, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm
All right then. Yeah.
still in silver for the sell.
Oh, that's
Uh,
good.
okay, and gold as well for the sell, which has been dancing around for.
Yeah, that's right. It's been dancing around a bit. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll hopefully see you pre-market open then. We'll just see what happened for the week and where potentially where the week's going. As I said, this is just a relaxed way of trading. As I said, I'm in about 20 pairs at the moment. Majority of them are in, more than majority. There's only the two today that I've just got in and two other pairs, the AUD CAD and AUD USD that are in negative at the moment. Everything's sort of got a stop loss, so we'll just see how we go.
Yeah.
All right then. Till next week. Have a great weekend, mate. Safe
Yeah.
travels.
Yeah.
And are you going to
Okay.
go back to get the charger at some time?
I don't think I'll bother doing that, but I don't think I'm going to see that again. I mean, even if I
Oh.
contacted the hotel, they'd charge me for postage. I might as well just buy one. Really, it's only an iPhone charge.
Go to the next hotel. They probably got a box of chargers.
Yeah, probably have. Yeah.
All right then. Maybe pick up a
Okay.
better one. All right then. Till
Yeah.
next week.